So we're in the middle of August here in Lisbon, Portugal. It's summertime. People go to the beach, people eat ice cream, but the truth is that I hate summer. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. It's hot, we sweat, I can't sleep at night, I really don't like to go to the beach. So what do I do during summer? I play video games. And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome to the channel. That's right guys, this will be another video of What Have I Been Playing series. And in this series of videos I'll talk about video games that I'm currently playing. These are not reviews or pickups or anything like that. This is just another opportunity for me to talk about video games. Video games that might or not get a full review here on the channel. So yeah, I like to talk about video games and I'm going to share the ones that I've been playing with you. And by the way, if you're new on the channel, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss a thing. So yeah, let's take a closer look of the games that I've been playing during the summer right after this. Okay, first things first, these two games are my main games at the moment, from the ones that I've been playing. These are the ones where I'm focusing more time into it, and these are also two games that, it's a huge flaw for my part, I know. I think that everybody by now have played these games, except me. Now, don't judge me, okay? So the first one, I'm finally playing The Last of Us. And I know that you guys are wondering, how is it possible I never played The Last of Us? Well, the truth is that I'm not a huge fan of the genre. Survival horror, it's really not my thing. I did play the classic Resident Evil games on the PS1, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. I guess that I like those games, but overall, the genre, it is really not my thing. And I think that I mentioned this on a previous video when I first got The Last of Us. This is of course the remastered version for the PS4, and this game actually belongs to my girlfriend. Now, my girlfriend, she's not a gamer per se. She plays video games occasionally, but she's not a gamer, like me and probably you. And I gave her this game for Christmas. It was one of her presents, and the reason for that was because she told me that this was a game that she wanted to give it a try. So I've been playing The Last of Us with her, and that's why we still haven't finished the game, because it's always hard to find a schedule or a time for us to be both of us with a free time in front of the TV. It is what it is. You guys know, you're probably a grown-up. And let me say this, guys, although I'm not a huge fan of the genre, I'm actually enjoying this game a lot so far. It is a very clever game, definitely different from the stuff that I usually play. And let me start by saying this. The graphics of the game are amazing, and we're talking about a PS3 game. Now, PS3 is not a retro system, although some people think it is, which is weird. But anyhow, this is a remastered version of a PS3 game, but the game looks incredible. It really looks amazing. It definitely looks like a AAA game, a high production game, if you will, being made in modern days, this day. So yeah, the game looks super realistic, amazing, beautiful, and the gameplay style, well, it's fun. I like the fact that we can choose between, a more stealthy approach or a more, aggressive approach, if you will. Now, what I'm really enjoying about the game is the relationship between Joel and Ellie. For me, that is the selling point of the game. That's what's grabbing me in the whole story and the ambience. And yeah, it's definitely very different and very heavy, emotional. We're almost done with the game. The Last of Us 2 is on the horizon. And yeah, I think that we are probably going to pick that one as well. So The Last of Us is one of the games that I've been playing during the summer. Now, the other one. You guys know that I'm a huge Sega fan. You guys know that I love role-playing games. And this is one that I never played it before. I didn't play when it was released, and it was one of my recent pickups, and this game will be featured in my next pickups video, although I'm going to share it now with you guys because, I've been playing it. And yeah, it is Shenmue. Again, I know, how is this possible? How come that I never played Shenmue before? Well, first of all, guys, I didn't grow up with a Dreamcast. I didn't own the system back in the day. and I still don't own it now on my collection. Nothing against the Dreamcast, but I mean, I collect so many stuff that, you know, it's getting harder and harder to get into a new system, a brand new library. Money, space, time, it is overwhelming these days. And I was at a gaming store the other day, this game was at sale, and I said to myself, well, this is going to be it. I'm finally going to play Shenmue. Now, I'm not going to say a lot about it because I'm almost finished with the first game, and as soon as I finish it, of course, that I'm going to jump right into the next one, Shenmue 2, and I'm planning a video about it. Not a review, of course, it wouldn't make that much sense, you know. There's a lot of reviews of Shenmue out there on YouTube, you know, on the original Dreamcast, you know, the Xbox version of Shenmue 2, I believe. Yeah, Shenmue 2 was released on the original Xbox. And of course, these brand new versions of the game, but let me just say this, guys. I played a lot of RPGs, and I've been playing RPGs for more than 20 years now. And I played a lot of weird ones, different out of the box, and I can honestly tell you that I never played a game like Shenmue. So stay tuned, guys, because as soon as I finished both games, I'm going to make a video dedicated to Shenmue 1 and 2. Oh, and one last thing, guys, let me just say that I'm very happy with the fact that these are not technically remasters, these are ports of the original games, so that's good. That's good for a authentic, updated experience, if you will. So yeah, Shenmue 1 and 2. Now let's take a look at some PS1 games, and this was the first game that I finished in August. And this was another game that I did play back in the day when I was a kid, although I just played the demo on the PC. And I finally got a version on the PS1, and I finally beat the game, and of course that I'm talking about Heart of Darkness. If you watch my videos, you guys know that I did a full review of Heart of Darkness very recently, and I will leave a link of that video in the description box below for you guys to check it out. And what is left to say about Heart of Darkness? I mean, this is a cult classic, this is an amazing game. It's a game that you guys should definitely check out, you know, play it on the PS1, play it on the PC. It is a very, very fun game. Classic, old school, 90s video game, very challenging. And I said this on my review, we're talking about a pre-rendered graphic type of game. And usually pre-rendered graphics don't age very well, but I think that Heart of Darkness did, because this game was made with a very smart presentation, in my opinion. It is smooth, it is fluid, and yeah, there's really not much left to say about Heart of Darkness. Again, a cult classic, I love the game, and I really enjoy beating it. Next one, another PS1 game, and kind of following the theme of Heart of Darkness in the sense that it is a dark game, if you will, or at least is a game that has a dark ambience, dark vibe to it. And I'm talking about Swagman. I just tried out the game, I still haven't dwelled a lot into it, but Swagman is a game that I recently acquired from my PS1 collection. And it's a game that I've heard about it. As a matter of fact, I did had a copy for it on the Sega Saturn. But the copy was not technically mine, because it was at my store, and this was a couple of years ago, and to be honest with you guys, at the time I've never heard about Swagman, but after a quick research, I found out that the game is kinda pricey on the Sega Saturn. I had a pristine, clean, 100% completed in-box version of the game for the Sega Saturn, and I just couldn't keep the game for myself. You guys know how it is, you know, if you're running a business, you need to cash in. But I remembered that it looked like a very, very fun game. And I found this copy on a store here in Lisbon, Mr. Zombie. I will leave a link of the Facebook page of that store in the description box below for you guys to check it out. So I was at the store and there it was, Swagman for the PS1. And I thought, well, this is going to be a pricey game, but no, it really isn't. The PS1 version of the game, it's dirt cheap. And I really don't want to start an argument here, but I heard that the PS1 version of the game is better than the Sega Saturn. So how can I describe Swagman? I mean, I just played the game for like half an hour, more or less. It is a dark adventure puzzle game, if you will, and in some ways, I really don't know why, but it actually reminds me a little bit of the classic Legend of Zelda games. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the right time to jump into it and finish the game. Now let's put Swagman aside and talk about another game that I still haven't started playing it yet, but I'm going to jump into it very soon. This is a game that I don't own physically. This is a game for the Super Famicom, and I'm going to play it on my Super Nintendo Classic because it is filled with ROMs. And this is an RPG that it has been on my backlog for a long time now. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to 16-bit RPGs, for me, playing these games, it's almost like going to the church, if you will. It's my thing, it's almost like a spiritual experience for me, and I'm not kidding, I really delve into these games, when I'm playing these classic RPGs, especially on the Super Nintendo, I just feel that I'm inside of the game, that I'm part of the story, I'm part of the casts, I'm part of the game. This is very nerdy for me to say, but it really is my jam. Now, when I first played these classic RPGs for the first time, and this is something that happened when I first played, Chrono Trigger, for example, or Terranigma, or Secret of Mana, I really like to play them in one go. So I usually wait for an opportunity, like a window of opportunity, if you will, on my schedule, where I can dedicate a whole week or a whole weekend to the game and just the game. Now, in 1 week from now, more or less, my girlfriend is going to be out of Lisbon for a couple of days, so I'm going to take that opportunity to play this game that it has been on my backlog for years now. And I'm talking about a Super Famicom exclusive called Treasure Hunter G. I don't know a lot about this game. I watched a couple of reviews online during the years. I kinda know the plot more or less, and here's the thing. We're talking about a tactical RPG. Now, the Super Nintendo is filled with amazing RPGs, turn-based action RPGs, but if you think about it, on the Super Nintendo, both PAL and NTSC libraries, we don't have a lot of tactical RPGs. However, there are a couple of them on the Super Famicom, and of course that there are a lot of great exclusives on the Super Famicom as well. So, Treasure Hunter G is a tactical RPG, and the plot is that you play with two brothers, Blue and Red, and they go on a quest to find their missing father. They treasure hunters and they woken up this dark entity, Dark King, and yeah, they must defeat him. Now, the plot is not the reason why you want to play the game. As a matter of fact, from the reviews that I've seen, most of them didn't talk a lot of great things about the plot and the history. However, what sets this game aside from others of the genre is the gameplay mechanics and the fighting mechanics. It looks super fun, super addictive, and another thing that pushes me into this game is the graphics, because check this out guys, the game is beautiful. These are some top-notch 16-bit graphics right here. And although it is a game that never got a release outside of Japan, it is a game that is part of history, is part of RPG history, if you will. Because this game was the last game by Squaresoft on the Super Nintendo / Super Famicom. So yeah, Treasure Hunter G, it's in my plans to play very soon, and most likely, if I enjoy the game, I'm probably going to pick a physical copy for my collection. Because if there's a good thing about the Super Famicom is that it's cheap to collect for. So there you go guys, these are the games that I've been playing during the summer. Let me know about you guys, let me know down below what games are you guys currently playing. Also let me know out of curiosity if you like summer or if you like me and you really don't. Let me know down below. If you guys want to support the show, feel free to check out the Retro Raiders Patreon page. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel, and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community, and game a lot.